Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Thursday the 9th of April. The US Vice President says all signs point to the Strait of Hormuz being open despite Iran insisting otherwise. Iran says it's closed the contested shipping route because of Israel's continued large-scale attacks on Lebanon, which have killed more than 250 people. America says Lebanon was never part of yesterday's two-week ceasefire agreement between the US and Iran. JD Vance says traffic's already increased through the strait and he expects more to be let through soon.
The deal is a ceasefire, a negotiation. That's what we give. And what they give is the straits are going to be reopened. If we don't see that happening, the president is not going to abide by our terms if the Iranians are not abiding by their terms.
Economists are revising forecasts on the back of the Reserve Bank's hawkish tone. Heading into yesterday's OCR announcement, ASB economists expected the bank to hold it at 2.25% until December. They now expect hikes in September and December, then two more in next year's first half. Shaw and Partners Director Andrew Kelleher says the central bank's been clear it'll act decisively if needed.
They referred to being vigilant about second round effects. They really hammered this home.
Air Chatham's is reassuring all impacted travellers will be put on same-day flights as it cuts several North Island services amid soaring fuel prices. From April 20, the airline set to axe about 45% of weekly flights into Whakatane, 22% into Whanganui and 10% into Kapiti. It'll maintain its Chatham schedule. CEO Dwayne Emily says the cuts are temporary and customers on cancelled flights will be reaccommodated fast.
The fact that we're not just sitting on our hands, that we're actually doing something proactively to make sure that we can be viable into the future is really important.
Fuel companies, NPD and Gull are trying to address Commerce Commission concerns. Its proposed mega merger could reduce competition. It would combine teams, supply chains and 240 sites, forming Astra Energy. Lachlan Rennie has more.
The company submitted to the Commission, highlighting it will have less than 20% of retail fuel sites nationally, falling below the watchdog's own competition tests. It also notes the companies will overlap in fewer than 20 locations and the combined supply chain scale will reduce costs, meaning lower pump prices.
Tough reading in the latest report on our fresh water. The Ministry for the Environment report, which is released every 3 years, shows E. coli was detected at least once in 45% of the groundwater sites that it monitors. It also found 63% of New Zealand's lakes had poor or very poor health. Ministry Chief Science Advisor Dr. Alison Collins says New Zealanders have a strong connection to the water.
So people like to be able to swim in rivers. They like to have that sense of being able to enjoy our outdoor environment. I think it will be of concern to people.
To sport, 2-0 wins for Paris Saint-Germain and Atletico Madrid over Liverpool and Barcelona, respectively, in their Champions League football quarter-final first leg ties. Good and historically bad news for English golfer Aaron Rai at the Masters. With his par 3 warm-up contest win, no one who has triumphed at the abridged competition has claimed the 72-hole tournament in the same year. And Gujarat have beaten hosts Delhi by 1 run to get off the mark after 3 games in cricket's Indian Premier League. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.